I would like to advise all those present that notice of this regular meeting of August 12th, 2026 has been provided to the public in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey. Notice of time and place of this meeting has been included in the annual notice of meetings, which was posted and filed with the city clerk and with the Bergen Record and Asbury Press. An additional notice of time and place was posted and filed with the city clerk and was forwarded to the Bergen Record and Star Ledger on August 7, 2026. The regular meeting of the Municipal Council of the City of Bayonne is now in session. Ms. Medina, please call the roll.
Mr. Patino?
Here.
Mr. Gillen? Here. Mr. Perry is absent. Ms. Salama?
Here.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Here. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madeline, before you begin, I just want to inform the public of an update that I know has been very important to many people here. When you come up to the microphone, we're only going to ask that you state your name. You've already provided us some contact information on the sheet. So if there is follow-up and anything we needed, we can get it from the sheet. So we want to respect the privacy and the requests of the public. So that is going forward. And this meeting is still being live streamed on YouTube and will be going forward. Thank you, Madeline.
You're welcome. 01 is a bond ordinance amending in part bond ordinance number 022-10 adopted on March 16, 2022, providing for the various 2022 capital improvements in order to decrease the appropriations therefore by $250,000 for a total appropriation of $17,825,000 authorized in and by the City of Bayonne in the County of Hudson, New Jersey, which was introduced and passed the first reading at the meeting held July 22nd, was published in the Bergen Record and posted on the bulletin board as required by law, with notice that it would be further considered for final passage following a public hearing at this meeting of this meeting of August 12th. I have September. Is now before the council for its consideration and a public hearing, and a resolution giving the ordinance second reading. Who'd like to move it?
I'll move.
I'll second.
And on the resolution for second reading, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
Second reading is by title, and it's a bond ordinance amending in part bond ordinance number 022-10, adopted on March 16, 2022, providing for the various 2022 capital improvements in order to decrease the appropriations therefore by $250,000 for the total appropriations of $17,825,000 authorized in and by the City of Bayonne in the County of Hudson, New Jersey. The council is now ready to give all persons interested in this ordinance an opportunity to be heard concerning it. The council president will recognize anyone who wishes to speak.
Good evening, Mike Rosigno. On this ordinance, I'm glad to see that you're squeezing things and trying to save money every which way you can. And on the waterfront issue, there's still plenty of money there, and I want to bring the attention to Section 1, improvements authorized by the prior ordinance to be undertaken by the city consisting of construction of and improvements to the portion of the Hudson River waterfront walkway in the portion of the city known as Peninsula, including but not limited to, it's not written in, but including a kayak launch for the public will be lovely out there. To just try to keep it in mind that we're still working to try to get that kayak for the public. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No protest?
Oh, Madeline, there's one gentleman.
Oh, okay.
Hi, everybody. My name is John Snightingale. I'm just here, because I'm really want to know about the issues like what's going on in the town of Bayonne. I feel that, everyone's doing the right thing, everyone's doing the job right. I just feel like sometimes, things are not going the way they should. Like, there's, like I said, there's cats like running around that are homeless.
I don't
know-
wanna be
know that.
rude.
I understand, I'm sorry.
No, we just want to, so what we want to do is, this is about this ordinance. There is
Right.
a public comment section.
Yes.
Even if you didn't sign up, we'll still acknowledge you.
Oh, I signed up already.
Yeah, so that'll be time for public comment,
Okay.
because we do have a few things that might answer some of your questions.
Sure. Well, one thing I get really aggravated about is like the city of Bayonne. Now, the mayor has put in something about bikes. So there's still bikes running around on the sidewalk. People are getting hurt. I mean, that's one
Yeah.
thing I'm worried about.
We can have Chief Skirbo a little bit later. I believe he's here. If he's not, we'll get some answers.
Okay,
We'll get back to you on the e-bike, but we
alright.
do want to just stay on O1.
No, oh, one, okay. I know that the building, Bayonne, is doing everything possible, which I love about that, because everything's going according to plan, and I love that. So I just wanted to say thank you, and talk to you soon.
Thank you for your
Enjoy.
understanding.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you. Don't worry. Thank you.
Anyone else? No protest against, objections to, or statements in favor of this ordinance or its passage has been filed with me. May I have a motion to close?
I'll move.
I'll second.
And on the motion to close, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
And a resolution ordering final passage. Who'd like to move it?
I'll move.
I'll second.
And on that resolution, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
O2 is a capital ordinance amending in part capital ordinance number O25-25, adopted April 16, 2025, and providing for the construction of and improvements to the portion of the Hudson River waterfront walkway in portion of the city known as the Peninsula, to decrease the appropriation therefore by $187,320 for the total appropriation of $3,312,680, authorized in and by the city of Bayonne in the county of Hudson, New Jersey. It was introduced and passed the first reading at the meeting held July 22nd, was published in the Bergen Record and posted on the bulletin boards required by law, with notice that it will be further considered for final passage following a public hearing at this meeting of August 12th, is now before the council for its consideration and a public hearing. And a resolution giving the ordinance second reading. Who'd like to move it?
I'll move it.
And a second?
I'll second.
And on the motion for that resolution, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
Second reading is by title, a capital ordinance amending in part capital ordinance number O25-25, adopted April 16, 2025, and providing for the construction of and improvements to the portion of the Hudson River waterfront walkway in the portion of the city known as the Peninsula, to decrease the appropriation therefore by $187,320 for a total appropriations of $3,312,680, authorized in and by the city of Bayonne in the county of Hudson, New Jersey. The council is now ready to give all persons interested in this ordinance an opportunity to be heard concerning it. The council president will recognize anyone who wishes to speak.
Can anybody just give us some context? Because I'm all for like saving money. What's the context that led to the decrease of appropriations for this particular area?
We were anticipating the question. Andrew Casayos, our business administrator, is going to explain the benefits of doing it this way.
Okay.
So one of the things, just to highlight, so O1 on the agenda decreased that appropriation in that bond ordinance by $250,000. What that did is it actually reappropriated $250,000 in grant funding to go toward O2, that capital ordinance. So what the capital ordinance and kind of what's been reported on and discussed has been that the city is increasing the allocation. That's not the case. I just want to point that out, and you accurately said that this is a decrease. This removes the city's contribution toward it. So in the initial ordinance, that O2525, that had about $437,000 of the city's own surplus funds contributing to the project. We are backing that out by this ordinance, so we're reserving that surplus for us to use at some other point to benefit the city, and it's adding in those grant funds.
Okay.
And the $250,000 in grant funds gets you to the number that we're talking about as the amended version, and will still get us the project.
Okay, that's really great, because that's the kind of messaging and money management that people want to hear about. So I'm all for it, and I think it's great that we've relieved ourselves of the city contribution to this by, and then retain the access to some of the monies at some future point. But messaging on this for taxpayers, really important. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No protest against, objections to, or statements in favor of this ordinance or its passage has been filed with me. May I have a motion to close?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
And on the motion to close, Mr. Bettino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
And a resolution ordering final passage.
I'll move.
I'll second.
And on the resolution for passage, Mr. Bettino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
03 is an ordinance of the City of Bayonne, County of Hudson, New Jersey, amending the redevelopment plan for the peninsula of Bayonne Harbor, Harbor Station North, for the property known as Block 660.01, Lot 1. It was introduced and passed the first reading at the meeting held July 22nd, was published in the Bergen Record and posted on the bulletin board as required by law, with notice that it would be further considered for final passage following a public hearing at this meeting of August 12th, is now before the council for its consideration and a public hearing. And a resolution giving the ordinance second reading. Who'd like to move it?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
And on second reading, Mr. Bettino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salam.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
Second reading is by title, an ordinance of the City of Bayonne, County of Hudson, New Jersey, amending the redevelopment plan for the peninsula of Bayonne Harbor, Harbor Station North, for the property known as Block 660.01, Lot 1. The council is now ready to give all persons interested in this ordinance an opportunity to be heard concerning it. The council president will recognize anyone who wishes to speak.
Mike Rosigno, I spoke last month in regards to this ordinance and where you're changing it from residential to recreational commercial, and you remove the industrial part of it. And I realize after reading all this, and that's a city plan from 2001, and reading the full resolution, my question is, when the plan for the recreation part, that will come before the planning board, and that is when the public will have a chance to speak on another use for the property, or add in a public park section that I'm looking to try to get started there.
Correct. Correct. Any use of the property would need to be approved by the planning board as a matter of site plan approval.
And that would where,
And any contingencies that the board would like to add on to the application and for site plan approval would be at that stage.
okay.
This is just allowing for the uses around, the parameters of what can be used on the
Right.
site.
Is there already a developer and a plan?
Well, I'm sorry if I could. So this
Yeah,
is the redevelopment plan that we would be amending, and there is a developer.
There is a developer already. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
In the back. You have one in the back.
Oh, yeah. I'll get used to everybody's names, so just be patient. I know there's regular, so thank you.
It's Keith again. So is this particular parcel of land currently owned by the city? Is that a city asset?
It is.
It is, okay. And we have it sounds to me like we have a developer who's wanting to pay for that property, right, and buy it.
Correct.
Okay, and then the scope of development on that property is covered by what was defined in here. I'm so happy, thank you, for bringing up removing of the industrial use. I just want to go back on the record again that the consulting engineer at the planning board said that that piece of property just naturally drains all of its floodwaters into the harbor. It doesn't. That last storm, really bad storm that we had, that blew our manholes up, I went over that property. It's soaking wet. So in the future, we just need to make sure that we address the water, because that water is going to have to go somewhere. It's not naturally just draining into the harbor. Is the city going to hopefully act in the best interest of the taxpayers and get the most money they can for selling off a city asset? I hope the answer to that is yes.
I believe it's always our intent to do what's best for the city. There's a lot of work to be done, but those are some of the commitments that we made.
Does it go up for public bid, that piece? Does somebody advertise that it's for sale?
No, there would be a purchase and sale agreement, if you want me to answer this. There's
It's-
a purchase and sale agreement that would be entered into with the developer.
No, but I mean, do you offer it to multiple developers or only one who?
I think it would probably be better,
Yeah,
just because
come
the
up, you can
record's,
ask the question.
the
We can-
record's not picking you up.
Yeah, we'll answer. Just your first name is fine.
My name is Leslie, and I just was wondering, at any property that the city sells, does it go out to bid to all developers, like on all the commercial sites? Or do you favor certain developers and give them priority to purchase without seeing highest?
In this, I could speak to about this specific property and this
Okay.
specific ordinance.
start.
This goes back many years, I mean decades in the making.
And
of
which
this
is the
project.
property? Because I don't actually
The
really
pro,
know.
the property is, so if you, the best way to understand it is if you know where the firehouse is, the MOT, to the left of it. So if you're going down 40th Street toward, on the Motby, as if you're going out to the teardrop, it's to the left. You go down 40th Street at Chosen Few Way,
All
it's
the
the
way
vacant
down?
property to the.
All the way
if-
down, like past where the new condos are?
So if you go,
Or
just 40,
apartments?
if you just follow me down 40th, if you
Right.
go across 40th Street, you go over and you get to the point where it dead ends and you're at the intersection of Chosen Few Way and 40th Street, it's the property directly to the left.
So we're talking about all the way down by the cruise ships?
No,
We're
Next to the
talking further
firehouse.
back by the LA Fitness?
correct. Well, so if you look at the firehouse, to the left of the firehouse.
To the left of the firehouse, that's all trees now?
Well, actually, the area we're talking about is nothing. There's really nothing there.
There's no,
North of that, there is preserved land.
okay.
That will not be developed. But south of that preserved land area, if you look at it on an aerial map, you can see a triangular piece of property. That's the property that the city
So
would
it'd
be
be
looking
adjacent to the firehouse?
Well, there will be a road between the firehouse and.
And it'll be on the same street, I think it's
Chosen Few Way.
Chosen Way.
Yep.
It'll begin there.
Correct.
And it's going to be apartments?
Not necessarily. This is, again, the redevelopment plan, this amendment to the redevelopment plan, which is being contemplated as part of this ordinance, is eliminating the industrial use and is adding the commercial recreational use allowable on the
Commercial,
property.
recreational for the people that live in the city?
It's commercial recreational use, so. it would be-
Commercial, that people from the city would have to pay to
Well, it would be a
use
business.
that property?
It'd be a business, yeah.
That the people from the city would have to pay, it would not be a public space?
Correct.
Also? Okay, and is that going out to bid, or is that going to a current developer that's already building in town, so you're,
There's a
You're-
designated developer on the property, so
Yes.
we're negotiating a purchase sale agreement with them, and the terms are to be determined at this time.
and that would be public information
It will be public information once it's
after
negotiated.
it's done?
Well,
or
when it's,
before it's done?
when it's negotiated, so there's an ongoing negotiation, the governing body, the council, will have to vote on it publicly, and there will be an opportunity for it to be heard publicly.
So the water and the drainage and the sewer would hopefully fall to whoever's going to develop it? And what about a little space for a public park to be included? Because I feel that any developer that comes in going forward should offer something back to the city. They should just, it's not a bargain. Bayonne is, and if we're in desperate conditions, that's because of the prior administration. which we should not be in desperate positions any longer. We should be holding the card for any developer that they should give back, whether it be a park or in a place for the teens to go or another senior center. They have to give back. You have to stand firm. You are representing us, and I just hope that you don't cave to whoever's been here or to politics from the past, and you do better for us and make us a model city. We are the last bit of land left in Hudson County. Make us proud.
I'll
Don't
take
give-
that one. That's our goal. That's why we want to
I
hear.
know it's
yeah,
your
our
goal. I don't know this gentleman here, so, and I don't know some of the other people, but I know what we've had in the past. I campaigned for Sharon. I want her to be successful. I just want you to be as smart and strong as the best in the country and not allow the developers to take advantage of us without giving back to us. There's just no reason that we, with the cruise ships and the waterfront, have to be in any position to give anything away. Let them help us. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep, we can, the gentleman, and then you can come up next.
Yes, DiChiaro, John. I'd like to reply to Keith and this woman here in reference to the water. I'd like everybody to know that there are contractual obligations being carried out at this very time between the city and the Passaic Valley Water Committee. Things are being done, and there is 2 long-term plans to address and resolve the issues with the water and the drainage. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you'll have to go to...
We're going to let everybody come up to talk about 03, and then there'll be more room for public comment as well, okay? We'll go here, and then you can come up next, okay?
Just want to clarify, because people were talking, like the lady said, my name is Jill Pastrino, about benefits and things. But if you pass this, there doesn't seem to be any legal way you could require a park or benefits unless you pass some sort of ordinance in between. Like, if they're allowed to do commercial recreation, they're allowed to do the whole footprint, right? I mean, then you're at kind of the mercy of the developer. Like a site plan, we're often told to come with the site plan, but then they'll say it's in compliance with the redevelopment plan, nothing we can do about it. So I want to clarify, if you pass this, it's commercial or residential, and it's up to the developer what he does. I don't think the planning board's going to say, no, you have to have a park, right?
There's definitely a process that the planning board takes on. There's negotiations, and just to be very clear, anything that was done prior or set, our hands are quite
But
tied,
you're voting
right?
on this tonight.
This is for the use of the land, yes.
Right, so you're voting on the use of the land tonight, and so the use of the land is just switching to commercial.
Yeah, we're allowing for, and just to be very clear, we as a council are owed a ton of information on this plan, so as transparency here, we're going to learn a lot more about this on behalf of the community, because we all deserve the right amount of information when making this decision. This just allows for the land use.
Well, okay, if there's information out there, don't you think you should get it before you vote?
He can clarify.
Again,
Only if
this
it
is,
exists.
the amendment is specifically, I know you're saying on the use. So
Right.
the residential is also
A use.
correct. And it's also commercial, right? That's also a business. It's not just
Correct.
free
No,
residential.
I understand all of that.
So
I think you're giving us false hope that there might be a park there.
there's
And-
not, I mean, as a primary use, it's not going to be a park.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Or
going to be
even a bit of a park,
I'm sorry?
or even a corner of a park.
There,
You can't make 'em, right?
Again, there could be, but again, the predominant, value of the property is based on its marketability for a
Right.
private entity.
Right, it's
So,
just to
so,
make money.
so will there be a park there? No, I will tell you candidly, there's
No.
no guarantee there will be a park
Right,
there.
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
And also, the last question is, he defined, he talked a lot about like the circus element or the batting cages and stuff, but you're allowing commercial. What is the worst commercial thing that they could put there? Like, this is pretty vague, and he didn't want to define industrial because that could be horrible there. And so what is the
Well,
worst?
it will not be industrial.
I know it won't be industrial. What does commercial cover? Put it that way. It's not just batting cages and recreation.
It's again, it's a recreational use that's not an open space park.
No, I understand that, but it's recreational or commercial, isn't it? Or is it just recreational commercial?
It's,
It's all recreation? You're not just allowing some commercial?
no, it's recreation, it's recreation commercial, right? So it's a business that bases their business on recreation.
Right,
So
that's it. There's no other commercial application that would fall under legally?
no, like, would it be like a
Ordinance.
Sam's Club?
Right.
Like, that's commercial? No.
Okay.
It has to be tied to a recreational use.
Got it, thank you.
So like if there's an example, like batting cages where you pay per whatever.
Right,
Right,
that
like
I
per
understand.
pitch.
Yeah.
Like that's
Right,
not what it is, to be clear.
But it's a
I mean,
cost
that's not what I
that's
know it to be,
in the
but that's an
ballpark.
example of
Right.
what it would be.
Okay.
Where they're commercializing the use of a recreation facility.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
It's okay. Damien, first name. So I think I was at the planning board 2 sessions ago during all the transition work that was going on. And this was one of those hotly contested ones at the time. And when we spoke to one of the engineers that were here, kind of giving them the lay of the land and saying what that odd-shaped lot can be used for, commercial, but really pay per play, basically, right? A batting cage, a movie theater, a boardwalk, whatever it may be, that where you pay to bring kids to or whatever. And the objective was to kind of bring revenue into the city, but nobody took a step back, because one of the things I asked was, when was the last time we really looked at this master redevelopment plan for the city? And it came back, it was at least 10, 15 years ago when that actually happened. So if you're just a reasonable person in town and you go down to Costco, there was no mention of the roads expanding, no mention of the egresses being better set up. It was just those 2 roads, in and out. Traffic can't even move through there now. No traffic moves through there. I go roundabout to come into Costco, the back way. And when people get a glimpse of the back way is the best way to go, then that'll be another stranglehold on the roads of the city on Avenue E to the back way. So I think things like this, where even though we can sell the land, make a few dollars, it doesn't mean we should do it now. Just like this young lady said, is it really the right time to keep going with the master plan, 50-story units? They wanted to propose that down at the Peninsula too. Another 100 and something units. If you add it up at the last planning board, even this one included, on how many just units wanted to come in, it was like 300 new units of rental properties. What does rental properties get you for the city? What does this really get you for the city based on just the traffic? 440 used to be a beautiful road. You went up and down, you hit some stores, you come back in town. You didn't have to go down Avenue E, down Avenue C. Now, you can't go anywhere with all this development. So the thing that I want to get back to, and one of the things that they said, especially in this area, there was no safety study. There was no emergency evacuation study, no wildlife study, right? Because next door is the wildlife. No water drainage study, no traffic study, no school study on where these kids are coming in and out of and what they're actually doing there, right? No environmental study. Nothing was done. It was just an odd lot that they said you can now use it for paying commercial use. That was it. And then people left the plan, and now it's back on this calendar. So really, my contention is we should put a stop to anything that is being built or determined to be sold that's going to create something that's something like this or 4 stories or more. Go back to the master plan and say, is this master plan still good for this city and why? What are we gaining out of it? That was one of the big reasons all of you got elected, because we're making a big mistake by just keep on giving it to these developers and they build whatever they want. Nobody's coming here to hit batting cages. We do need something for the young adults, absolutely. But we have to think through it. What is it? We don't even have a movie theater here anymore, right? We don't have any of that. The bowling alley is old. It's nice, but it's old, right? We're not thinking ahead. What do we want to look like in another 10 years, another 15, 20 years? So what I'm saying is stuff like this should be put on hold, hopefully, and we should go back to the master plan with the planning board, because they're doing their own thing and agreeing to things, and join together and say, what should this community look like, and how do we make sure taxes don't just keep going up? Developers get a free pilot program. Nobody's paying into the school system. We have one high school. We destroyed Marist, which could have been an adjunct, but we decided to sell somebody else so middlemen can make money. We have to stop and go back to this master plan. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. I'll acknowledge you, sir. Just to make a statement, we are actively looking to invest time and process into the master plan of Bayonne. As we all know, it needs to be done. We're all committed to that process, and we're all committed to making sure the residents of this city are involved in that process. I just want to, some things, and now maybe our law director can, there are some things that are in past, and I want to keep us moving through the agenda, but there are some things that once they are done, there are some things that we can't go back and undo. What we can do is carefully pay attention to what is going on today and address that. I want to be clear that that is our intention, and we'll always be transparent about what we can and cannot do, because we all live here. So just making a statement. But sir, you wanted to come up? Again, we're still on 03 about this property.
Yeah, John again. What was your name, sir? I was David. What he was saying about everything, like with the, about Costco's and everything. I mean, I've been on 34th Street. I mean, I like it. I go there. But my thing is, one thing they should do is they have a walkway to 34th Street, but there's a big highway there, and I mean, those cars don't even stop half time at a red light. I seen it happen. I almost got run over a couple times. So what I think they should do is they should put like another type of walkway, like walks through like from that highway to the stores, because it'd be a lot easier.
Is this, so this is about 03. This is what
Yes,
you're, because
yes.
this property is located on 40th Street.
Yeah, I know that.
We
What I'm saying.
acknowledge that there's a transportation thing, but I just want to make sure you're still
Yes,
talking about
yes,
03. Okay.
yes. My only thing is I just get, afraid sometimes to walk there, because I know I go there all the time. But my thing is, I think it's more safer if they had that, So I just wanted to say that, and thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else on 03? No protest against, objections to, or statements in favor of this ordinance or its passage has been filed with me. May I have a motion to close?
Aye.
And a second?
I'll second.
And a resolution ordering final passage.
I'll move.
I'll second it.
And first, on the motion to close, Mr. Bettino. We have to
Aye.
vote. Mr. Gillen?
Aye.
Ms. Salama?
Aye.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez, sorry about that. And the resolution ordering final passage, Mr. Bettino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen?
Aye.
Ms. Salama?
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Aye.
04 is an ordinance amending and supplementing the revised general ordinances of the City of Bayonne, Chapter 33, and I believe 35. Let's get the proper title. Chapter 3 of the revised general ordinances to define data centers and to prohibit data centers as a permitted use in all zoning districts. And it was introduced at the meeting held July 22nd, was published in the Bergen Record and posted on the bulletin boards required by law, with notice that it would be further considered for final passage following a public hearing at this meeting of August 12th, is now before the council for its consideration and a public hearing. And a resolution giving the ordinance second reading. Who would like to move it?
I'll move it.
I'll,
And on resolution for second reading, Mr. Bettino.
aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
Second reading is by title, and it, read it again, probably, is an ordinance amending Chapter 33 of the revised general ordinances of the City of Bayonne to define data centers and prohibit data centers as a permitted use in all zoning districts. The council is now ready to give all persons interested in this ordinance an opportunity to be heard concerning it. The council president will recognize anyone who wishes to speak.
Keith?
Keith, and first of all, I can't tell you how happy that this is finally moving forward in a direction that hopefully does not open us to litigation, because I'm still sure that that might happen. But the fact that that this was a huge turning point and election issue that really motivated residents to come out here and use their voices. And even tonight, when I'm looking out here and seeing just the number of people who are far more interested in governance, it just makes me feel better. And to see something like this just slowly, baby steps, moving forward through the process is very encouraging. This was a huge, huge issue that impacted so many people on so many levels, emotional, safety levels, our water bill levels. It was just very universal in its impact. So I want to say thank you to the new council for, again, keeping this going and moving it forward. And hopefully we can get this into a place where it just closes it for sure, forever, and we can all feel good about, on both sides, on the use your vote and your voice side, and on the governance side. So thank you.
Thank you. Yep. And then the gentleman in the back after she's done, okay?
All right, first, I urge you to pass this ordinance, obviously, but as far as I understand from Section 4, this does not apply to the 3 permissions that were already given for data centers. It says, nothing contained in the ordinance should be construed to impair, any other right accrued before this ordinance. And since that's still out there, there's 3 data centers that are still potentially out there. I just wanted to say that you also need to address, after this vote, going forward, the 3 permissions already in place for the data centers, Things to consider and implement are ordinances controlling water usage, ordinances eliminating rate increase exposure, preventing PFAs, which are forever chemicals, ordinance preventing negative environmental impacts, strict noise ordinances preventing 24/7, 365 days a year noise from any industry, so that if a site plan comes up, we'll have, there'll be a way to hopefully stop any of these industries. And I think the council is obligated to protect the community's health and quality of life and prevent further harm. And I'm just going to go through a few things. Bayonne is considered an overburdened community. And for this reason, no matter the purpose, no data center should be built in Bayonne. It's classified as an overburdened community due to a high concentration of heavy industry, marine terminals, power generation facilities that release particulate matter and heavy metals. We have the scrap metal yard, which generates large amounts of metallic dust. We have the power generating firm Bayonne Energy Center. It's a major stationary source of air emissions. We have proximity to major shipping hubs and heavy diesel truck traffic corridors tied to regional ports, which creates intense mobile air pollution. So I think going forward, you also need to hesitate to just allow more warehouses. Historic and active industrial sites like Standard Oil require extensive groundwater and soil remediation. We are close to Newark Airport and, exposed to fine particulate matter from there. We have excessive helicopter traffic, which creates extreme noise, which is believed to cause a large range of serious physical and mental health issues. It can impair memory, reading, and speech comprehension and reduce cognitive abilities in children. Each helicopter produces 950 pounds of carbon dioxide per hour, and the average car produces 22 pounds per hour. We also have the oil trains running through Bayonne in close proximity to the houses and the light rail. They call them bomb trains because they have the risk of catastrophic explosions. And these are just some of the burdens that Bayonne already contends with. So Bayonne should not remain the dumping ground for toxic projects. Every resident in the city deserves better. So I encourage you to pass this ordinance today to prevent unchecked runaway development of data centers, but also please recognize the need to commit to preventing the 3 data centers that could potentially still be built, or any industry that pollutes, creates unlivable conditions, devalues our community, degrades our lives, and consumes our resources for the profit of a few. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Dan Halpin here. So I wanted to just kind of point out, I could be wrong about this, so I'll preface with that, but when I went to go review the specifics of this ordinance to kind of see if there was anything like allowing the 3 potentials to move forward despite trying to stop data centers being built in the future, I kind of found on the website like a loop where you go and you see the notice, and the notice tells you to read the ordinance. You have to come request it at City Hall. And I know the new administration, transparency is like a big thing that we're trying to do here. And so that didn't read to me as super transparent, and kind of actually a little bit disappointed to know that that was kind of nested in the ordinance, which someone has to come to physically get at City Hall. But thank you for pushing this through so quickly. Yeah, let's work on the other 3 next. Thanks.
I appreciate the feedback. Thank you.
Anyone else? I do have a letter from Ms. Reddick, and she says, "Good evening to the council and my fellow Bayonne residents. I am unable to come to this meeting in person, but I will be watching the live stream. Thank you again, Mayor Nadrowski and the City Council, for allowing me and others to view it in situations like this. I would like to start off by saying I am pleased to see such quick action on the introduction of the data center ban ordinance. When I found out about the possibility of data centers coming to Bayonne on April 3rd, I was horrified. Bayonne is a 3-mile town which is already at the limit on almost all levels. So to hear the possibility of that happening, I knew I had to do something, even if it was to start things by myself. A lot of people told me in the beginning that nothing could be done, it was a losing battle. But more and more people came to me and wanting to help to give their support. People from Crane of the Northern New Jersey DSA, Senator McKnight, Sam Pennison from the Friends of the Liberty State Park, and other constituents. They all came together to support Bayonne. So we are all here to show that battle was not lost, and today is the proof of that. Our voices matter no matter how much people want you to think it doesn't. All of this started with just me speaking out and informing others. Nothing could be done if you're already defeated when the battle hasn't even started. It only takes one spark to start a fire, and change can start with one person, and that could be you. And to see the new administration is listening to us and taking action in response. I hope to see that in the upcoming master plan discussions. Bayonne desperately needs more community involvement and open discussions, and this is the perfect chance to showcase that, to prove to the constituents that it isn't a one-time thing, and the administration will continue to listen to us on other issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Madeline.
And with that, I will take a motion to close the hearing.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
And on the motion to close, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
And a resolution ordering final passage.
Oh, I'll move.
I'll second.
And on the motion for final passage, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
05 is an ordinance of the City of Bayonne amending and supplementing the revised general ordinances, Chapter 7, Traffic. It was introduced and passed the first reading at the meeting held on July 22nd, was published in the Bergen Record and posted on the bulletin boards required by law, with notice that it would be further considered for final passage following a public hearing at this meeting of August 12th, is now before the council for its consideration and a public hearing. And a resolution giving the ordinance second reading. Who'd like to move it?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
And on the resolution for second reading, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
Second reading is by title, an ordinance of the City of Bayonne amending and supplementing the revised general ordinances, Chapter 7, Traffic. The council is now ready to give all persons interested in this ordinance an opportunity to be heard concerning it. The council president will recognize anyone who wishes to speak. No protest against, objections to, or statements in favor of this ordinance or its passage has been filed with me. May I have a motion to close?
I'll move.
I'll second.
And on the motion to close, Mr. Bettino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
And a resolution ordering final passage.
I'll move it.
I'll second.
And on the resolution, Mr. Bettino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye. Madeline, before we go into public comment, I do want to make a statement because I think there were a few people here to talk about another very important topic.
Okay.
So I think I want to put some, we want to hear what you want to say, but I do want to kind of just preemptively share our perspective on a topic that's also very important to the Bayonne community. We want to be very clear that we support TNR and recognize how important this program is to our community. We also support a voucher program and understand the real need and value it can provide to residents, caregivers, and the community as a whole. We're only in August, and unfortunately, there was no previous plan or funding put into place for this program. but we are committed to moving it forward. We are actively working through the internal process, exploring the funding options, and determining the best path to build a TNO program that is effective and sustainable. That is important, and we're committed to getting it right. So I know there's a few people, but I just wanted to share that from the council as a whole, and as you all know, the mayor is also very supportive of this, as well as the administration. So, Madeline, you can go on with public comment.
First speaker is Mr. DeCherio.
DiCiaro, John. I would like to applaud the City Council and Mayor Nadrowski on the resurrection of the Department of Code Enforcement. I'm sure every Bayonne resident, except the violators, will be happy about that. So congratulations and thank you. My point I would like to inquire about is cars being parked on streets for days, weeks, and months at a time, and would like to know if that would be part of the code enforcement.
The chief of police will be part of that process. Chief, do you mind just answering if abandoned cars fall into code enforcement? No, right? They don't. Yeah, it's going to be a police issue, so there's a way to report, but we can get you information if that's an issue.
I know where to
We'll
get
get you the
it.
information.
Yes. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ms. Garcia.
Good evening. I'm here to speak on TNR. Briefly, I just want to acknowledge that we know that you have not been in office long enough to probably come up with a program. Totally understand that. We want to say that our group is already volunteering countless hours out of our day and weekends to save kittens and cats. We get calls all day, all night. People are desperate. And even though it might be comical to some people don't like animals, and perfectly understandable, but I think the grand majority of people in Bayonne are concerned because there are other towns that do care and have programs for that. Even if you do not like cats in your yard, guess what? The TNR program works. I've been doing it for 20 years, and when you do fix and spay or neuter cats, it reduces the population of the cats. So overall, even if you don't like cats, you should back up what we're doing. Currently, we're begging and pleading for donations. We're funding it ourselves. We have people here that transport cats voluntarily. So we just want to say we're here to aid in any way, work with you. We're asking for any kind of space in Bayonne to hold cats overnight, because when we fix them and we pay for it, we still need a place for them to recuperate overnight. Then they get returned to where they were. If anyone has questions on TNR, they can ask or just look it up. It's a proven national program. It works. We also would like a possibility of having a mobile veterinarian trailer. We've talked to a couple of people that possibly we need a space where we can set it up and bring a vet for 1 or 2 days and have cats fixed in mass, right, in quantity, right, because it's so hard to get them fixed. So we just want to say we appreciate it. We hope that, we know Bayonne has a ton of issues, but we would like to, reiterate that it is important to many people in Bayonne, and we thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Thank you. So I will acknowledge everybody after. We just want to go through the list, and then you can just come after we get through the sign up, and then anybody who else didn't sign up, we will acknowledge you, okay? You can go ahead, Madeline.
Mr. Stein-Nagali.
Well, me, I love cats. I love all animals. I mean, I recently had a death with a cat, but I have a little kitten now that I love very much. And the other day, I was walking, by my house, and I seen this black cat. It was like so drawn. It's so horrible that, just people just like, they get older, or they just get bigger, and they say, oh, well, there's nothing else we could do. We don't even love them as a kitten, not a cat. I mean, that's not right. Because to me, that hurts me. And I just go home and I put my arm around my little Misty Amber, and I would do anything for her. And my second thing is, if you feel like Mrs. Garcia said, Danya, that if you feel that, you got a heart, do something, just don't sit there and, let no one, just don't let the cats die, because it's horrible. And she's right, a veterinarian van should be better, because, a lot of people can't make, to their vets. I mean, I know we have a vet here in Bayonne, but a lot of people that are from Jersey City, they can't make it all the way down here. So it'd be a good idea to have that. And I approve that all the way. And I thank you so much for letting me talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Cohen?
Okay, so I have a couple of things to say. Wish you all the best. I would like to say that highest and best use does not necessarily mean making the most money for a private owner. Highest and best use includes mental and physical health for everyone. So when you make your decisions on what is the highest and best use, I know that one of the previous council people used to say, what's going to bring in the most money for the owner of the project? That is not highest and best use. So keep that in mind. That's what we learn in real estate school. Okay. I'd like to know, if you know, who does Santini report to? And can you make his reports to whomever it is public? And that brings me to, are you going to change the public site for Bayonne.org so to make that more transparent? I did mention to our mayor that the company I worked for previously, for 24 years, we had network staff, we had people who could do it, and they could get it done in a couple of weeks. Sharon had said that it takes a lot longer to get things done through the city process. So I just want to bring it up there that, again, that everything that we're talking about, it'd be nice if we could just go and select a button, if we're even literate, which I'm fairly literate, have a place like another gentleman said. And if you could just address who is Santini answering to? Does he report? I believe he makes like over 100,000. That's like double what most people that I know make.
So I know this is public comment. I want to be careful. What we can answer, we will. We do have a new municipal services director who's been an amazing partner so far and has taken on a lot. Just again, this is just general information I think you all deserve. A lot of these things are still being worked out, but something like that would fall into that category.
Who is he?
Jan Egan is our Director of Municipal Services and has been a phenomenal partner. So has all our directors. So I just want to put that on record. We have work to do, but I want to at least answer that because I can.
Is that mean that he's working on how to make everything in the city more transparent?
That is a full team effort. That is a full team effort. So,
Okay. And who is Santini answering to?
Well, Santini right now would be answering to Mr. Egan.
Does he report to you?
I'm okay with that. No, it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna figure this out. I want to address some of these concerns now so that we're all on the same page going forward. So
And
it's okay.
that's part of what I'm saying, that I guess I'm being recorded, which is a little uncomfortable, but where would, it would be nice if this administration can put it out there for us to appease us.
So he sends reports to my office.
How often?
When he's called on a call, and if he is called, and I say he, his company,
Right.
He has a number of people that work for him, and they will send a report if it's appropriate. So, for example, wild animals, he doesn't. He's.
Is he
unable to-
supposed to handle cats?
he was handling our TNR program when it was funded. His contract does not include TNR. When we were funding a TNR program, he did handle it. That program, as all of you know, ran out of funds before anybody here was involved, so he is not handling feral cats currently.
So who are people supposed to call? That's my next question.
Oh.
Has anybody
Well,
been
Miss-
assigned that?
Ms.
I know you
Cohen,
said
yeah. Is
you're
it
working
okay
on
if,
it, but
can you
is-
do me a favor? Can you send us some of these questions? I want to
Sure.
give you a general idea. We will get them answered.
And then again, where will they be answered to?
We're going to
Like,
send them, we'll give you the answers.
And
we-
then what do I do? Publish it to Bayonne Talks, or what should I do? I mean, where should we all go? for these?
That is another topic that the administration is working on. Our website is not what it needs to be for the city it is current today. Again, we know we have to do that, and we are actively working on that,
Like,
but for
would
your
that be
concerns
something
today.
for a few months from now,
So-
or a few weeks, or?
Mr.
So-
Egan, would you mind maybe getting her information and connecting?
No,
Would that be
that's
okay?
not a problem. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fine.
Is that okay,
But
Mrs.
I guess the long and short of it is, the city has not had a TNR contract for a number of years.
Okay, but what does
Something-
Santini do for what we pay
He is
him?
for animal control.
Okay, and how much does he make a year? That's public, right?
It is, but I don't think that.
It's like
as-
120,000? I'd like to just know, does he do
Exactly,
anything?
but I think that the answers are not readily accessible to us immediately.
Okay,
It's
so I
why
would just
we
like to
want-
say that 120,000 can go a long way to spay and neuter the cats that are on the street. If he's not necessary, you could put that money towards the cats. Just a thought,
He does do other
Does he?
services for animal control, yes. He
Really?
does-
He takes care of the deer that are running loose?
Mr. Egan, Ms. Cohen, we're going to, do me a favor. Please send us those questions.
Okay.
We will get them answered for you.
You tell me where to
And-
send it, and then you tell me how to send it out to the public, because I don't want to say anything that you say to me that maybe should not go out to the public. For instance, the last thing was that Sharon
Thank you,
asked for
Director Egan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sharon asked for volunteers to, submit. I've spoken to about 5 people, including myself. I sent a resume. We all, probably you have over 100 people or a couple of 100 people that were willing to volunteer or to support you. And none of us received any response.
I can't speak for the mayor, but I would contact her office.
Well-
But we can't speak for the mayor at the moment.
Okay, but what I was told by somebody who works here was that you cannot even take a volunteer because you're worried about liability, so you don't even want to bring people in as volunteers, and that you cannot even put new people on the payroll because we're in trouble financially. So it's kind of like,
I think this is one of those questions where you should send it, and then we will try to get you as much answers as we
okay.
can.
And
also-
I don't really mean to be a voice for everyone, but since it seems like I'm up here doing it, just know that I'm not speaking for just me. I'm speaking for hundreds of people who came out and voted to change the city for the better.
We appreciate
And we
it.
just don't know where to get it all.
We're right there with you, so.
And I know, and that's, so this is.
That's what we want to hear. We do have a 5-minute time limit. We want to make sure everybody through the public,
Okay,
please
I'm
give us
good.
your information.
Okay.
We're going to get back to you,
I
okay?
think that's it. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Betancourt?
Good evening. My name is Roberto Feliz Betancourt, and I am a resident of Bayonne and a resident of the Bayonne Housing Authority. Before I start, I recently requested a records request from the City of Bayonne about the Bayonne Housing Authority Board of Commissioners. Using the official records emailed to me by the City Records Department, I put together an audit sheet that I just handed you guys. I made copies of this sheet for the council members, the city legal team, and the clerk, so everyone can review it, and I want to formally submit it for tonight for the record. What those official records appear to show is that the Bayonne Housing Authority is currently operating with 6 commissioners, even though state law and Bayonne Housing Municipal Code provide for 7 members housing authority. To be clear, I'm speaking specifically about the Bayonne Housing Authority commissioners. The current public listing identifies 6 commissioners: Vincent Lombardo, Irene Rose Pike, Robert Doria, Shana McKeenan, Jabril Neshowitz, and Keith Mikowski. Sorry if I mess up the names. I am not blaming this council in front of me tonight for creating this situation. My purpose is to place the issue before the current governing body and ask it to be addressed. New Jersey law says 7. NJSA 40A 12A 17A provides that a housing authority shall consist of 7 members, and Bayonne's own city code section 2-26.2 likewise provides for 7 members and states that the 7th member is to be appointed by the Commissioner of the New Jersey State Department of Community Affairs. For anyone here that doesn't know what DCA is, DCA stands for New Jersey Department of Community Affairs. It is a state agency with major responsibilities involving housing, local government, oversight, building and safety standards, and financial and administrative operation of local authorities. And that is why that 7th seat matters. State law does not simply call for 7 commissioners. It specifically gives the Commissioner of the Community Affairs the authority to appoint one of those 7 members. That gives the state a direct appointed representative on the governing board of the Bayonne Housing Authority. So when the DCA appointed seat is vacant, the issue is not every form of state oversight disappears. The issue is that the Housing Authority is operating without a state-appointed commissioner, and that New Jersey law and Bayonne's own municipal code specifically provide for. For the residents, especially senior citizens, residents with physical disabilities, mental health challenges, psychiatric needs, developmental disabilities, and other vulnerable tenants who depend on this authority, that seat matters because it provides a level of representation and accountability at the governing board level. I have attended the Housing Authority meetings for approximately a year, and during my time, I have not observed a 7th DCA appointed commissioner serving on the board, and I'm saying that from my personal observation. The question I'm asking tonight is simple. Why is that 7th seat vacant? How long has it been vacant, and what is being done to fill it? Tonight, I'm asking the council for 4 specific actions. Place the BHA board composition and vacant state-appointed 7th seat on the upcoming city council agenda. 2, consider adopting a formal resolution requesting the Commissioner of the Community Affairs promptly address and fill the DCA seat. Send a formal written request to DCA asking when the seat became vacant, what the current status of the appointment is, and what steps are being taken to fill it. 4, publish an official seat-by-seat breakdown identifying all 7 seats, the appointing authority for each seat, the current commissioner, the term and expiration date if available, and whether that seat is vacant. State law says 7, Bayonne's own code says 7, BHA current public listing shows 6. And I'm asking the council to find out why the state-appointed seat is vacant. How long has it been vacant, and what will be done to fill it? Put it on the agenda, contact DCA in writing, and make a complete 7-seat structure public. And I also want to thank, he's absent, Mr. Gene Perry for reaching out to me on my last comment. We had a conversation, he was great. So my final question to you guys, this is simple. Will the city commit to looking into these concerns and ensuring a proper oversight for the Bayonne Housing Authority? Simple yes or no.
I want to answer that properly. I want to give you the right information. So
Okay.
Andrew, would you mind just,
As legal counsel?
he's our business administrator.
I'm not an attorney. I'm never going to be an attorney, and I don't pretend to be one. But I could tell you, on behalf of the mayor and the administration, the answer to your question is yes. Over the last week, we actually had conversations with the Housing Authority about that vacant seat. It has been vacant for some time, and we are exploring the filling of that vacancy. So in terms of the mechanism to fill it, TBD, but it will be filled.
Okay. Thank you. I look forward to hearing from somebody. My information email, phone numbers on there. Good luck, God bless, and Bayonne Little League team, hopefully Friday, we get that chip.
Thank you.
Mr. Pagano?
Retired Sergeant Anthony C. Pagano. First of all, if I may, ma'am, your opening comment about the TNR, please. As this board may or may not know or remember, April 13th of 2024, 30 cats were annihilated down at the dry dock. Shortly afterwards, after a lot of talk and conversations, I know for a fact from city personnel that $70,000 was put on the side for a shelter or a TNR program. Where is that money now? What is going on? Since 2024, 30 cats were, as Mr. LaPalooza liked to say, eliminated. They were murdered. We put up a fight. It went to the state. And we know for a fact that $70,000 is sitting in the city's coffers. Where is this money and why is it not being spent on the cats?
We don't have that answer. We're taking notes. We don't have that answer.
Could you acknowledge that $70,000 is there?
I can't acknowledge that.
Why?
Candidly, we don't know. I don't know if that.
Am I understanding that you never heard this before?
I've never heard this before. I've also been here for 4 weeks.
Where are we?
I've been here for 4 weeks, so I haven't heard a lot of the things I hear every day.
And you've never heard of...
I commit as the city administrator, I will look into it and I will get you an honest answer as to whether or not that $70,000 exists or if you've been misled for 2 years.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Passarillo? I know I said it wrong. I apologize.
Hello, everybody. My name is Joan Passariello. I just wanted to bring up the two items that are on the agenda. One is the Division of Code Enforcement. May I offer my views and suggestions? This is the time to shine. Consistent code enforcement is critical. The city should adopt a zero-tolerance approach to litter, property neglect, vacant buildings, illegal parking, and other violations. No more repeated reminders or extended compliance periods. Enforce existing ordinance and issue fines fairly and consistently. Vacant and abandoned properties remain a major concern. Many are unsecured, overgrown, and poorly maintained, despite developers receiving incentives and abatements. Existing requirements for fencing, securement, privacy slats, ownership signage, and current contact information must be enforced. For homeowners, strictly enforce garbage storage, placement, and collection regulations. Garbage canisters should not be left in front of homes or in plain view and should be properly stored out of sight. Stores frontage should be clean, well-maintained, and visually open to the eye. Excessive signage or merchandise should not obstruct visibility. Outdated signage, including old election signs and signs from closed businesses, should be removed. For public streets, I hope you can revisit the Broadway street cleaning equipment purchased through grant funding, including the rarely used high-powered vacuum units that were purchased using grant funding. New receptacles could also create opportunities for advertising, community messaging, and Bayonne branding. Local businesses should be encouraged to advertise on new receptacles for potential business benefit. Ideally, new developments should be required to purchase and install receptacles as part of their project, helping keeping our streets cleaner while reducing the burden on taxpayers. The solution is straightforward. Enforce existing ordinances and introduce additional measures where where needed to strengthen accountability. Consistent enforcement will improve the appearance, safety, and quality of life throughout the city and our community. A safer, cleaner, and better Bayonne is shared responsibly. Listen to the residents. Engage with us. And let us bring forward ideas and solutions that make our city better. So I love the code enforcement. I look forward to hoping to work with you all about it. This is the time we need it. This city is full of trash. The developers do not clean up their property. They get these incentives. They are called and said, clean your property. They clean it, and then they leave it like that for the next couple of months. We need to enforce these regulations that exist now and what you plan on enforcing. One other item is CR 20. At last week's caucus, a resident asked about an organization on the agenda, Church World Service, but there was not enough information available to provide a clear answer. May I suggest when residents raise questions of public interest, the business administrator make the response public once additional information becomes available, so all residents can review it. Chances are, if one resident has a question, others may have the same question. Our city website could be a valuable source of information if used consistently and effectively. Public questions deserve public answers. Making this information readily available to all residents would improve transparency, accountability, and communication with residents. I also ask that the council members' contact information, specifically your email addresses, be made readily available on the city's website, so residents can easily reach their representatives with questions, concerns, and suggestions. I thank you for listening and hope some of these points will be considered. 4 seconds left. Thank you.
Thank you. We're just gonna follow in order of those who signed up and then acknowledge anybody who hasn't spoken yet, okay?
Ms. Howard and Ms. Zaki.
Thank you all. I guess we're a little less serious than, we're here for a community garden, hopefully. I had already, yes. We did reach out. We got great interest from the community on Bayonne Talks. Councilman Perry did reach out to us and kind of walked me through the process somewhat, but just in terms of clarification as to who directly to reach out to within the Public Works Department regarding site location, allocating the funds, just some guidance in that sense. We're just neighbors. We met through the community garden that we kind of are in our backyards right now. It's not really community, but it has brought a lot of people together and a lot of interest in Bayonne. So we're hoping to kind of get the ball rolling with it. Down by 16th Street, Thomas D. Domenico Park. So, yes.
You left your information, your contact information?
We
is here?
did, and Mr. Perry did reach out. I do have the formal proposal. I just don't know who to get, whose hands to get that into.
We will help you get it in the right hands.
Thank
Just,
you.
we just make sure we have your information. One of us, somebody will follow up to give you the right guidance. I don't.
Thank you so much. Woohoo, Bayonne Community Garden.
Thank you both.
Mr. Gallant.
Just for the record, if anybody knows how to grow a lot of plants in Bayonne, I do. So, listen, the city has been through so much, especially with the compliance to the replacement of the lead water pipes. But last week on 23rd, it was just one comical error after another, to the point where the notices attached to our homes doesn't even have a working phone number. You call it, and it's a disconnected phone number. I mean, come on. Really?
We're gonna get a, can you just make sure you send me a, send me a photo of it so I can just get it to our municipal director?
I am all, listen, Public Works has, this stuff has to get done. I don't want to drink water through lead pipes. I don't think anybody does. We all can agree lead pipes bad, right? Okay. So, there's problems with the process as far as how programs are rolled out and how programs are managed and projects are managed. And that's where I'm having my issue. So the notices got posted on Monday at around noonish for Wednesday, Thursday, work to possibly happen on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Everybody get your cars off the streets. Okay, great. There's only one problem with that. I have a two-family home. Yes, I have tenants in one of my units, and they happen to leave at 5 a.m. on vacation Monday morning, and their truck was parked in the street. I don't have keys to their vehicle. How am I supposed to move that car? The notices went up after they left for their family vacation. So the other part of this is, okay, we all move our cars, but by moving our cars to other blocks, we're now imposing on those people who need to park on those streets. Meanwhile, we've got two municipal lots right behind our homes, and Oresco School is sitting there with an open lot. Why wasn't a plan put in place where, hey, guys, just like when we have snowstorms and there's issues, go park in the muni lots, go park at Oresco School, you're not going to get ticketed. 23rd Street is going to have big, heavy machinery on it, and here's an alternative parking, so you're not pushing other residents out of their parking spaces. So we also were not informed that we were going to be driveway restricted. That if you're in your driveway, you can't get out, and if you're out of your driveway, you can't get back in. That was not part of the communication process. That would have been nice to know because I had 3 weddings, florals for 3 weddings in my basement that needed to get moved in and out, particularly on Friday. So the phone number, I mean, that's just a joke. The other issue was when I brought this up, and I did go to the police department, you know, I was told, well, you know, any car that sits in the same place for 48 hours is considered abandoned. And I'm like, how could that be? I mean, we've got people, seniors, who don't move their cars for maybe 2 or 3 days beyond the 48 hours because maybe they don't need to go out shopping right away. We have people who go on vacation who might have parked their second car on the street. And, you know, I mean, 48 hours is kind of silly, and that I was informed that it's the resident's job that if your car is going to be in the same spot for more than 48 hours, you've got to call the parking authority. Really? How many people know that? One, okay. So my point, though, is that, again, this is a process issue. This is not, don't fix the lead pipes issue, okay? We want that fixed. But it's definitely a program rollout process communication issue. And I just think that this, by the way, last year when we did have a car parked for almost 2 months, I was told that it has to be there for 90 days. Somehow the 48 hours didn't apply to that car that was parked for 60 days. So, yeah, I just didn't understand the inconsistency there. I just have a quick question for Tommy. Under any circumstances, there are some people in the city who somehow believe or are under the impression that the Army Corps of Engineers are supposed to do our shoreline cleanups. And I'm sitting there thinking, that just does not even begin to make sense to me. Our shorelines are our responsibility to clean up when the tides push the trash up, and you're right, whether we do community cleanup activities or whether you guys send out a crew. I mean, right, we're not supposed to have the Army Corps come in for that kind of thing, right? Okay, thank you. That's all I needed, Tommy, because we got some people who are talking on Bayonne talks, like crazy talk. So I just think people will cooperate when we're communicated to clearly and we're given really good instructions on how to cooperate. Right? Because we all want this work to get done and effectively and quickly, and we can all get back to having normal lives. I was probably the only resident who refused to have the test pit drilled because Mr. Dibella just put in brand new concrete on my driveway, and the contractor could not promise me that I would have a complete and proper replacement of the concrete that just went in. And I said, well, you know what, these houses were all built at the same time. If you find a problem there, I probably got it too, so I'll take my chances. So that's about it. I know I'm gonna be on my 5 minutes. One other thing, if there is money, somehow, taxpayer money being spent or contracted out for TNR in any kind of way, and wherever that money is being spent, and we are not getting the services for our taxpayers, that money needs to be clawed back to whoever's getting it, and that money needs to be redirected to these fine people who are trying to solve the problem. So that's about it. I mean,
Can you just do me a favor, like maybe Director Egan? Can you just bring that over since we're finished and just? Okay, got it. We're good. All right.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
The work went fine, by the way. They did the test pits. Everybody's happy, and no lead. Yay.
Thank you.
Ms. Pastorino?
I'd like to comment on item CR6 regarding the purchase of an automatic license plate reader and urge the council to maybe reconsider this purchase. Automatic license plate readers, or ALPRs, are AI-powered cameras that capture and analyze images of all passing vehicles, storing details like your car's location, date, time, make, model, color, and identifying features. These cameras collect data on vehicles regardless of whether the driver is suspected of a crime or not. The brand most people have heard of is Flock. According to the website DFlock, Bayonne has at least one Flock camera. The request is for a Packatock camera. The problem with mass surveillance devices like ALPRs is that they usually expand beyond their original stated use. The systems allow police departments to make the data from their plate readers available to other departments across the country in what amounts to a giant nationwide warrantless surveillance infrastructure. Restrictions may or may not be put in place, but regulations have been shown to have workarounds allowing searches that were never intended by the local governments in defiance of state laws. In Evanston, Illinois, city leaders ended their contract with Flock when they discovered ICE had gained access to their data. Flock took down the cameras, but then, unknown to the city, put them right back up again. City officials had to send Flock a cease and desist letter to get rid of the ALPRs once and for all. That's from the ACLU. In Syracuse, New York, their local ALPR data ended up being searched 4.4 million times by police around the country without a warrant and shared with ICE despite promises to the contrary. NewJersey.com reports that most New Jersey agencies share their camera data widely with hundreds of other departments in other states and at the federal level. Any of them can run a search, and the reasons they enter are often thin, missing entirely, or redacted. Outside agencies search Union County roughly 3,000 times, according to records. In 47 of those searches, the reason was a single word, ALPR, which is just the name of the camera. Edison's cameras were searched hundreds of times for a quote-unquote confidential investigation. While the state of New Jersey does audit itself, the annual state police audit only a fraction of searches, and agencies largely vouch for their own compliance. Agencies review a random sample of 10 searches, or 5% of their activity, whichever is greater, meaning the vast majority are never examined. New Jersey's annual audit doesn't reach any of the searches by outside agencies. Another concern is the length that the data is retained. According to the ACLU of New Jersey is a gross outlier in how long it maintains this data. New Jersey requires the data be retained for 3 years, which is, according to NewJersey.com, longer than most of the country, where agencies usually store it for 30 days or as little as 5 minutes. In those states, the cameras function as an alert system rather than an archive. Automatic license plate readers become significantly more invasive when they are retained months or years of location history. In 2022, the New Jersey Attorney General issued the directive that remains the only legal framework for the technology's use. The directive cut the retention period from 5 to 3 years, but at the same time, it required every agency using the readers to feed its data into one shared system, the New Jersey Statewide Network ALPR or NJ SNAP. Finally, to add insult to injury, from the New York Times, and I have a copy of this article, the owner of Paycatalk, this is who you're going to buy the camera from, duped public safety and law enforcement agencies in New Jersey into spending at least $35 million, including $15 million in COVID relief and other federal funding on banned Chinese surveillance and security equipment, according to the complaint unveiled in 2024. According to the complaint, the company's owner and chief executive, Tamer Zachary, fraudulently misrepresented the equipment he was selling, like automatic license plate readers and surveillance cameras, telling New Jersey agencies the products complied with U.S. regulations. He was charged with wire fraud and giving false statements to federal agencies. We are asked to trust that the companies and agencies in charge of surveilling us for possible infractions are somehow above all suspicion, while they are at the same time committing crimes with the tech used to spy on us. So given all these legitimate concerns, before you vote, please consider the following questions, and if you have answers to any of them. Does Bayonne have an ALPR contract? Did the council vote on it? If so, can we get a copy of it, and when does the contract end? How many cameras are in Bayonne? Where are they located? Where did the funding come from? How long does Bayonne retain its data, and does it share it with others? If the article is correct and the data has to go to a statewide database, who does the state share our information with? Who has access to the city's data? What are the procedures or restrictions placed on them with respect to further sharing? Is a warrant required to search the database? Is the city or police department required to publicly report on the use of ALPRs? What kind of training in privacy, data management, and operations of record systems is involved? The city of Bayonne should not acquire or deploy new surveillance systems or expand their surveillance programs without public discussion and debate. And here's the article from the New York Times.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Hilliard?
Okay, Patricia Hilliard, chairperson of the Hudson County Sierra Club. I want to thank you for passing the ordinance banning data centers. And I also have a question. For those data centers that were approved, do they have to go before the planning board regarding their energy use, their water use, transportation, et cetera, et cetera? Do they have to still go before the planning board in order to develop their data center, those ones that were approved?
Yes.
They
Yes.
would.
Yes. Yes is the answer.
Okay, so then the community would have a voice in how they operate and get to learn about them.
I don't want to, this was an agenda item, so I do want to kind of answer this. The use was approved, there's no current developer in
Right.
interest,
Right.
just to be very clear.
Right,
So
right.
I just want to be clear that the use
Yeah.
was, but there's
It
still
creates a
process that's to be
possibility, but there's nothing really established. I understand. I just was curious if they did decide to come to the city council and say, we're going to fire up our data center now. They would have to go before the planning board to have things looked at, like how much electric are you going to use, what about your trucks coming in, what about your roof space, and how much water is going to go onto the streets, and that kind of stuff would still be considered, right?
There is no existing data center in Bayonne, so they'd require site plan approval of the planning board, and they would have to bear the burdens of proof.
Okay, so they'd have to go through a
In terms of the
process.
impact, traffic,
Right.
all of it.
Okay, I just wanted to dispel the idea that they would just suddenly pop up and start roaring along, and they do have to go through a process.
Correct.
Okay, well, thanks again for passing the ordinance banning data centers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rosigno.
Mike Rosigno, Bayonne Nature Club. We had our bird walk today down at Rakowski Park. We had green heron, great egrets, great blue heron, ospreys. We're catching fish and everything. It's a beautiful park. It's coming along grand. And also on the beach at Rakowski Park, one of the questions that someone brought up, the beach has been very clean there. Now, after these storms for the past 2 weeks, the wash from the Hudson and Passaic has come down. It hit Newark Bay heavy. The beach at Rakowski, we were there today, the Passaic Sewer Valley Commission, they were there with their backhoe and their dump trucks picking up the stuff. I mean, it was a huge wash that came down. Logs were cut and they were chainsawing. So they're the ones that are responsible, and they've been cleaning the Bay Area since we've been here over 20 years now. They do it every summer. They come, they start at Collins, and they work their way all the way over and finish up at Rakowski. But we're going to be having the Bayonne Nature Club in conjunction with the city, August 22nd to Saturday. We'll be down at Rakowski Park cleaning up where bags, gloves, and water will be provided. So all the volunteers and the citizens of Bayonne can come out and help clean their park and their waterfront to keep it clean for the birds and the wildlife here. Thank you.
Thank you.
9 o'clock.
That was the end of the speakers.
I know there was maybe a few more people, so if it's okay, I'm just going to go in order. So we have one, two, who else? 3, okay, 4. All right, got it? Okay, sir, you said you were first. Yes, sir? Yep. Just state your name, and if you didn't already give your contact information, just write it down in case we do have to follow up, okay?
I will, okay.
Thank you.
Damien, again. Just 2 quick points. So one was around the quality of life issue around the new Department of Code Enforcement. I know the waterway around the whole peninsula isn't part of that probably, but we have to figure out a way. I'm not saying it's the Department of Public Works or something else, but you walk the parks and everybody's doing their walking or running, and you see all the garbage, the bottles, the junk that washes up on the shores, the boat works. It's a disaster when those people have beautiful houses right on the water, and you see all these things just washing up on the shore. You never see, unless there's a voluntary cleanup that happens once in a while, you never really see a real good cleanup and trying to figure out where is this garbage coming from. If you're going to put a camera and people are going to throw things there, that's a use of a camera to see who's throwing stuff in the water. Or is it coming from Elizabeth, from those big boats that come in, drop off the cars, and then they dump whatever and take off again. So I think to keep the waterways clean would be something that can go on the agenda at some point that we do on a periodic basis and really have the shoreline looking good. So that was one. And the other quick thing is, I think one person was talking about where a number of people sent in their resumes. So there was something that went out. I received an email from a person from the new mayor's office that basically said, would you like to volunteer? Would you like to, so that came up earlier today. Would you like to have a job? What's your background? Send us your resume. So I didn't hear anything back in 3 weeks. I said, okay, I could do a volunteer. I could join the committee of the transition. Never heard anything back, which is fine. Maybe they passed and went to someone else. But when I sent the note back and said, is there any follow-up? Do you need anything else from me to see where I might help or fit in? Never heard anything, not even, thank you for sending it, we're still working it out. So nothing like that. So I think we're at a point now where there's so much going on and so much that is expected of yourselves and the mayor, which is a big burden at this point. I think each of the wards should start thinking about a community council that provides, you solicit from each community a representation group, 10, 15 people, you can rotate it, just to put ideas on paper so that we don't have to stand here all the time and say, this is what's wrong with the planning board, this is what's wrong with the quality of life. You start getting ideas right from the wards, and then each of those committees of taxpayers can then get together on a periodic basis and see what are the things that are common, what are the things that are really unique, what are the great ideas that we should do first, start prioritizing. That may help you, we're putting a lot of burden on you to make changes, but that may help you just get to the priorities, get rid of some of the noise, the stuff that's a little easier to do, maybe we could do a little quicker with the community people, and leave you to really do the stuff that, the high taxes, the development stuff, all the big stuff that's really choking this community, really stay in your hands, and the communities start to give you better ideas on where to go from here. So maybe that's something that the wards can put out on the website and say, we need 10 volunteers, we're going to rotate every 6 months, something like that. So those are the two comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think we had, yep. Sorry, I don't know your name. I'm not being rude. I just don't know. I don't remember everybody's name.
Kathleen Henderson?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware that the county also funds, they can fund TNR? Have you looked into that with Kenny Kopaz? He is a commissioner. Other counties do have funding from their counties. Okay, if you could look into that,
Absolutely.
all right? Because, that would certainly help a lot.
We can do
Right?
that.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll do that. There's two more people, I think, sir, and then we'll get back to you. There was somebody over here. Was there another gentleman? Oh, okay. So it was you come up, and then you next, and then sir will take you as well. Okay, after they're done. And yeah, no problem.
Hi, my name is Marlena Soboleska. I've lived in Bayonne for about 35 years. And I'd like to say that Bayonne has citizens that have always cared for each other. In the wintertime, the neighbors help each other shovel snow. And these people are not going anywhere. They care for the neighbors, and they care about what happens in the community. And yes, that includes the innocent cats that can't speak for themselves. I cannot believe that I have to travel all the way to Hillside, where the good people of Hillside Animal Clinic are able to help me, to the tune of almost $2,000 by now, of helping trap, neuter, and release animals, cats, so that I can help my community, right? I'm not going to stand here and say City of Bayonne did well, because that would be not true. I'm going to stand here and say we have to do better. We need to do better. Our community is not going away. These people that care are not going away. They want to help. They want to work together with you. But you have to come up, and you cannot come up short. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Ma'am.
Hi there. My name is Ksenia. I live in Bayonne near Bayonne High School, and I also wanted to speak out in support of bringing attention to the TNR program, but specifically because a lot of these wonderful people who deeply care have covered a lot of points, but I think something that really needs to be acknowledged is there seems to be an idea that TNR will only help people who like cats or who want to help cats. And I just want to make sure that everyone is aware that anyone who believes them to be a nuisance or a disturbance or finds them to be in any way bothersome, a TNR program would reduce the amount of cats in this city. So if anyone out there feels like it has nothing to do with them because they don't care about these animals, it's not affecting them, it will help people who love animals and people who dislike animals by reducing the amount of animals who are fighting each other for food because the quantity of them is growing. They are unable to remain healthy because they're not eating well, they're not being taken care of, and if this doesn't go addressed, it will spill from backyards onto the streets, and people are going to see skinny, sick, dying cats very shortly if this isn't prioritized. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. I'll go, there's two more, and then I'll come to you, okay? Sir, I'm gonna, you can come up, and then you're next, and then the woman in the back, okay? Thank you.
Yeah, John Steigel. I just want to issue my, what this lady's saying right here. She's right about that, about the cats. You're not going to care if I don't. But my thing is, I love cats. I would do anything for them. My one issue is, I think it's about the homeless situation. I mean, I've seen a lot of what Mr. Jones was saying before, all the garbage that was like put around, like, the streets and everything. People are sitting on, like homeless people are sitting on people's porches near their house, and they're, just throwing their stuff, and they just said, oh, well, he'll clean it up, or she'll clean it up. That's not right. I'm telling you, I've been here for 5 years. I've been at 21st Street for 5 years. I love it. I love Bayonne. And I was recently attacked in March by somebody that threw something at me, almost blinded me. I called the police about it. They came down. I had to go to the hospital. My thing is, too many homeless people are sitting on people's, like I said, people's porches. They're sitting by 7-Eleven saying, oh, do you got 50 cents or do you got this? Nobody has it. They're not rich. We're on disability. We're on, fixed income. And, nobody wants to be like, approached by a homeless person. I mean, I was homeless too. But my thing is, it's too much. It's getting to be out of hand. Really. It's really getting out of, people are starting to get afraid, to even walk the streets. And that's not fair. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you want to say something else? You did. Just as we go through this, if you've already spoken, I want to make sure I hear from everybody. We'll typically only do this once, but we're still a new council, so we're just acknowledging everybody what they want to say. But typically, you would have one opportunity, and your 5 minutes.
Yes.
Thank you.
For the record, I got a text because we're live. They said I sounded a little bit too stern, a little bit upset. I'm not blaming you guys at all. And for the heads up, all other 6 commissioners were chosen by the previous administration and has nothing to do with you guys. I'm just addressing it to you guys. So I want to apologize if I was a little bit, too stern or whatever the case may be. But thank you.
We appreciate that. Thank you. Ma'am?
Hi, good evening. My name is Desiree. I'm from Midtown Bayonne. Just to piggyback, what is the problem about the cats? I'm a part-time health care worker, and I'm a full-time student. And I'm saving my money to help the cats around my area. And one day, I'm sorry, because my English is not perfect, but I'm trying to speak and to speak for the voiceless animals, not just for cats. I know maybe people here are getting tired of hearing the cat problem, but I'm also speaking for the animals in Bayonne, because one day I called, there's a sick, I think that was last summer, a sick raccoon, and I called, it was a Sunday morning, and they said, oh, you have to call animal control. I cannot direct calling animal control. It's because the city hall is closed. So I tried my best to call Jersey City because, like what I said, I'm new. I don't know about this. So I'm learning myself. I Google it. And then I spoke to the gentleman, and he said, I'm sorry, I cannot help Bayonne resident because I can only help Jersey City and Hoboken. So that was like a Sunday morning. And I understand that I have to call the city hall, and the city hall is closed. So also, I have to mention is like, if we have animal control here in Bayonne that we can call directly 24 hours, 7 days a week, that could also help out, our cat rescues, like Fervana and Bayonne Feral Cats. So like what I said, I'm a very active voter. I voted for you guys because I believe in you. I voted straight Sharon, Team Sharon last May. So I really hoping that you guys will help us to get the TNR back, because I remember way back 2021, I have like few cats around my block. And like what I said, I saved my money and, fixed the cats. And after that, they have the funding. I think that was around way back 2022, if I'm mistaken, or 2023, with the program of every Wednesday, 3 p.m., we have to take 2 cats. And I saw the progress that it cut off all, the population. But when the funding is over, then we have now a lot of cats. Like now I've seen a lot, like more 101 block. So that's all.
Thank you very
so much.
Thank you. All right, Madeline. Before the public comment were concluded, I did want to just take a moment of silence for an officer that we recently lost before we continue on with the agenda. So if we can have a moment of silence for Officer Giordano, please. Thank you.
Moving on, it's an ordinance for introduction. It is an ordinance of the City of Bayonne, County of Hudson, New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 33 Planning and Development Regulations and Chapter 35 Zoning Regulations, and a resolution fixing Wednesday, September 16th at 6 p.m. in the Dorothy E. Harrington Council Chambers as a time and place for a public hearing and final passage. Who'd like to move the resolution for introduction?
I'll move it.
And second?
I'll second.
And on that resolution, Mr. Patino?
Aye.
Mr. Gillen?
Aye.
Ms. Salamia?
Aye.
Salama, sorry. Ms. Rodriguez?
Aye.
07 is an ordinance of the City of Bayonne amending and supplementing the revised general ordinances, Chapter 7 Traffic, and a resolution fixing Wednesday, September 16 at 6 p.m. in the Dorothy E. Harrington Council Chambers as a time and place for a public hearing and final passage. It is adding 5 restrictive parking zones. Who'd like to move the resolution?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
And on the resolution, Mr. Patino?
Aye.
Mr. Gillen?
Aye.
Ms. Salama?
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Aye.
The remaining are removed. Last one is an ordinance amending and supplementing the revised general ordinances of the City of Bayonne, Chapter 2, Administration, and this is to establish the Division of Code Enforcement within the Department of Municipal Services. And a resolution fixing Wednesday, September 16th, actually Wednesday, August 26th at 6 p.m. in the Dorothy E. Harrington Council Chambers as a time and place for a public hearing and final passage. Who'd like to move the resolution?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
On the resolution, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
Communications is a resolution moved by the council as a whole and is ordering the following communications to be received and filed. And on the communications, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
Officers' reports is also a resolution moved by the council as a whole and is the resolution ordering the following officers' reports to be received and filed and any resolutions incorporated within to be adopted. And on the officers' reports, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
Consent resolutions is a resolution moved by the council as a whole, ordering the following resolutions to be adopted. It covers CR1 through CR32. And on the consent resolutions, Mr. Patino.
Can I ask a question
Sure.
before we go ahead?
Uh-huh.
So for CR 21 and 22, what would be the city's plan to rebid?
Do you want me to? Or do you want Director Connor? You want? Yeah, go for it.
We are going to put a bid package together. Most likely, we're going to try to combine both projects or separate them, however it's going to come out, what works best for the city.
Are we increasing the budget? Because from what I understand, these came up higher than what we budgeted for.
It came up higher than the engineer's estimate. Yes, that's correct. So sometimes when you go back out to bid, asphalt fluctuates up and down. It might come out lower, it might come out higher again. We would put deletion items in there, and that would get it to what we are able to afford.
There's also, if I could just add to that, so there's also going to be an allocation of grant funding that we received that wasn't initially considered in the coffers. So when we go back out to bid, we anticipate having adequate funding to award the project.
So on the consent resolutions, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye. Madeline, if I may, Director Ash, you're here. Would you mind, I know that about the ALPR, I know that we had mentioned it, I brought it up. Do you think, I know Chief Skirbo stepped out, but do you think you can just highlight and maybe give an example of actually a recent community incident that we had? Do you mind, Director Ash? Or you can grab Chief Skirbo, if you don't mind. Thank you very much. I want to address your concern and just share a little bit about the intention of this specific one, and then also address further at another time, but I wanted to make sure we give a public explanation on the ALPRs, okay?
Yeah, the specific one that we have the one that we're getting here is from a grant that we had in 2000, I think it's 23 money. That money is being allocated now, but we have several other, these are the portable signs that you see, and they have a camera on top of them. They're all around town. These ALPRs that we use from this packet talk, they're tied strictly to law enforcement. Law enforcement is the only one that uses them. In the recent past, we had a armed robbery downtown, down 6th Street and Broadway. Through these ALPRs, we were able, within 7 hours, to track the person, track them getting dropped off, track them, there was an Uber that was called. It followed that Uber. We were able to track plates. We followed that Uber. We wound up arresting the individual, drawing warrants for that individual within 7 hours. So these things are a great tool. I mean, I know there's misconception about they could be misused, but used correctly, they're a great tool. And that's what we're here for, to make sure they're used correctly.
If you're gonna go, yeah, we can ask, but all those questions that you have, we're gonna take back and we will get you answers.
Yeah, I would like the answer.
Can you do me a favor? Can I ask, just so that we give you all the accurate information? Would you mind emailing those over? Are you?
Sure, that's fine.
Actually, if you don't mind, I want to give the director and everybody involved the proper time to give you all those answers, but I just wanted to also acknowledge your concern and just share why we wanted to do this based on a recent incident as well.
Right. I understand what you're saying. What my point was is not that they're used for, like that kind of thing. It's that they're porous, and it's not a misconception that they've been misused. They've arrested like people who have used it to stalk exes in police departments. They have used it, like there are a lot of, I didn't have time to go through all the incidents where there's concerns. And so it's not about, like, say, Bayonne Police Department. It's who all has access to it as it goes out and out and out and out. You just cannot vouch for everybody across the country if it's accessible. And I don't think, there's a lot of public answers as to what is the oversight, and there are ways to get around the oversight. It's been documented, and a lot of cities are removing them, so I just think it's just a issue. It's not like the success stories, it's mass surveillance, and it can be abused, and it's not the officers, it's the system itself that is very problematic.
We understand, but please send over the questions
I
because
will.
I would like to get you the answers, okay?
Great.
Thank you. Thank you, Director Ash.
Okay. Moving on, R1 is authorizing the city to enter into a regional shared services agreement with Hudson County and the neighboring municipalities, the city of Kearney, Jersey City, and Hoboken, to coordinate and share the cost of litigation seeking to protect Bayonne residents from the adverse health, safety, welfare, and quality of life impact associated with the commercial helicopter operations, including excessive aircraft noise and overflights over Bayonne residential neighborhoods, with the city's equal contribution towards the expert witnesses fee not to exceed $10,000. Who'd like to move it?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
And on the resolution, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salamia.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
R2 is authorizing the mayor to execute a lease agreement with the Bayonne Little League Baseball, Inc., a 501c3 charitable organization for the use, operation, and maintenance and stewardship of the Volunteer Stadium, Pony Field, and the baseball field at 145 East Fifth Street for an initial 5-year term with the 2 additional 5-year terms for the cost of $1 per year, subject to the lease terms approval by the Law Department for a nominal fee of an annual rent of $1. Would like to move it.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
And on the resolution, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama, thank you.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
R3 is adopting an enabling resolution with the State of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection's Green Acres Program for the Volunteers Park Shoreline Restoration and Resiliency Project. Who'd like to move it?
I'll move it.
And second?
I'll second.
And on the resolution, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
R4 is approving Chapter 159-2, seeking permission from the Division of Local Government Services to approve the insertion of an item of revenue and appropriations in the calendar year 2026 budget. Who'd like to move it?
I'll move it.
And second?
I'll second it.
And on that resolution, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
R5 is approving change order number 1 to the contract with Schroger Group for the 2024 lead service line replacement, reducing the resurfacing line item with no additional cost to the additional contract amount. Would like to move it.
I'll move it.
I'll second.
On that resolution, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
R6 is approving change order number 2 to the contract with the Schroger Group for the 2024 lead service line replacement to amend the contract period from June 30th, 2026 through August 14th, 2026 due to the 25-26 winter season at no additional cost to the total contract amount. Would like to move it.
I'll move it.
And a second?
I'll second it.
And on the resolution, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
R7 is approving change order number 3 with the Schroger Group for the 2024 lead service line replacement to permit changes in quantities that were reduced or increased across various line items with no additional cost to the total contract amount. Would like to move it.
I'll move it.
In a second?
I'll second.
And on the resolution, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
R8 is ratifying, confirming, and approving the previous executed municipal service agreement between the City of Bayonne and Boatworks Condominium Association for the provisions and reimbursement of municipal services pursuant to NJSA 40:67-23.2. Would like to move it.
I'll move it.
And a second.
I'll second.
And on the resolution, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
Okay, R9 has been withdrawn, but I do have a resolution authorizing the council to go into a closed session to discuss pending contract negotiations. Would like to move it.
I'll move it.
And a second.
I'll second it.
And on the resolution, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.
And we will not be coming back from closed session. I will take a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
And a
I'll second.
And on the motion to adjourn to August 26th, Mr. Patino.
Aye.
Mr. Gillen.
Aye.
Ms. Salama.
Aye.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Aye.